Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and it is the second Monday of the month, so it's time for Mix It Up Monday. A hop started by Anna with Peacecraft Love and Kimberly. And so today we have a sketch by Misty, and I believe her information will be below. She is one of our community members. And it has these little Polaroid pictures, and so I'm going to make my own because I went to go see The Outsiders at one of our local theaters, and see Thomas Howell, which is, if you've never seen the movie, is in it, and he was there, and it was fabulous. And the pictures are kind of grainy because he was kind of far away from me. So I figure these are the perfect pictures to make kind of small. So I'm going to use this Theater of Stars by Recollections paper pad for the layers. And then I'm going to use this Chroma Glaze by Brutus Monroe for part of my mixed media. And then I've got some Delusions Shimmer Sprays by Diane Reevely. I am going to also bring in a couple mica sprays by Tim Holtz. I've got a stencil that I'm going to try and use that Chroma Glaze with. And then I'll work on embellishments. So I've got my papers, my mixed media, my pictures, and this sketch. So let's see how this goes. So I've put a picture of the sketch up in the corner. So I start off with this solid white paper, and my plan was to spray, but the very first one I pulled out was my Tangerine Dream, and it wouldn't spray. I don't know if it's clogged or what, so I just splattered a lot of it all over the paper. And then I'm going to pull out the next one, which is Pure Sunshine, and I'm going to spray that. And then I'm going to spray Lemon Zest. And then the Mica Stain by Tim Holtz's Harvest Moon. And then I'm going to end up with some splatters of a mica spray, which is the Antique Bronze. And what I'm looking for is like the sunrise or the sunset look that's got that yellowy, orangey gold colors. Now, if you know anything about the book or the movie The Outsiders, one of the main characters is Ponyboy Curtis, who is played by C. Thomas Howell, who happened to be in the theater and was doing like a Q&A, which I didn't even know when I told my friend I'd go with her. And so it was even more of a fabulous surprise. This is the mixed media I did through the stencil, and then I dried it with a heat gun, and it made it bubble. And that was an accident, but I love it, so I was really excited about it. But anyway, so I took that paper that I sprayed, and I wanted to go with that kind of sunrise sunset color because of that main point in the show with Johnny and Ponyboy Curtis. I can't talk tonight, y'all. About staying golden or staying gold. And so I wanted to go with that whole theme since I'm really just documenting him being there and seeing the show. I am going to do a facing page, not a matching page, but a facing page of me and my bestie there, in front of the marquee and inside with her bucket of popcorn. So, but anyway, back to the layout. I have used that sprayed paper after it dried as my Polaroid mats. So my pictures are 2.5 across and 3 inches tall. I was going to cut them in 2.5 by 2.5, but I couldn't do that with the Outsiders, like the poster. It was going to be too cut off. And then also the one of the close-up of him at the event was too close, and it would have also been cut off, so I don't want to do that. So I went ahead and did 2.5 by 3, and then I made my Polaroid mat 3 inches across, although I ended up trimming it down a little, so it's probably like 2 3/4 across by 3 3/4 down. And I love the look of that. I like the size. Originally I was going to go with white because it looks more Polaroid-like on the sketch, but I really wanted to bring in a mixed media in a different way. I also wanted to bring in the whole stay gold kind of thing, which is what I'm going to title the layout. And so the other mixed media I did was through the stencil. I put that Chroma Glaze Gold and by Brutus Monroe. And I used that same blue paper that you see back there with the stars on it. And so I end up matting it on white after it's dry. And then it's like a dingy white. And then I distressed it a little bit. I didn't want it to be like this just pretty little circle. So, and then I pull this Stay Gold title from a thicker set and make sure that's going to fit where I want it. And then I had a little strip of that paper that I made the mats, the picture mats on, and I just put that down at the bottom. And on the sketch there's multiple little strips, but I just used the one. I considered adding a couple more, but I felt like there was really enough on here already, and because my pictures are a little bigger, I'm not going to embellish a lot. So I pull out like a couple of hearts and some stars and a little arrow and this word hello, and then I'm going to put this heart that says love up here on this picture of C. Thomas Howell. And it was funny because I just kept telling my best friend I have to remember that, try and remember him as Ponyboy Curtis, who's this sweet little 14-year-old boy, and not the creepy guy from Criminal Minds who killed Aaron Hotchner's wife. Because that's probably the last thing I saw him in was Criminal Minds, and he was not a nice guy. So I just kept telling my best friend, I was like, I just have to try and forget that part. So, but it was really cool to hear him. He talked about like the behind the scenes things that happened during The Outsiders. He talked about the author, S.E. Hinton, and some of the other actors that were in the movie who really got their start in The Outsiders, or, a big part of their start in The Outsiders back in the 80s. And it just was a really cool experience that it makes it even cooler because it was unexpected. So of course I had plenty to journal, and since this sketch really called for that over there on the right side, I used this paper that's got lines on it to make that easier, and journaled about going to the movies and seeing him, and him talking about the behind the scenes and how cool that was and stuff. So that is really about it. I just finished it off with a couple of little stars on there, and I call it a day. So here is that sketch by Misty. Again, it was a lot of fun, and I think that this is a really good way if you've got pictures that you don't necessarily want to make bigger because they get blurry, or because you've got a ton of pictures to add. I definitely feel like I would use this again and make them smaller, like do a 2x2, something that I can make a little bit smaller, but I wanted these to be a little bit bigger just so you could at least get the gist of the pictures. So anyway, I hope you will go check out everybody else who is hopping along with our Mix It Up Monday today, and all the information you'll need for the playlist and everything is below in the description box. I would love a thumbs up if you like the video and my layout, and I hope you'll come back and see me again. I'll be here every day this month. Have a great day, and I hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping!